Hi, this is YaSeen Oliver, author of The Science of Receiving. I am a student teacher and practitioner of all things spiritual science, the laws of the spirit, how the spirit works. And so I've been studying Christianity and Jesus, and also I have moved to other great works like the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the original yogic sciences of how to quiet the disturbances of the mind. There's not too many people I haven't studied. And so today I'm looking at The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. I really enjoy him. He was a science of the mind type of person, Christian minister that began to come in contact with the Eastern traditions as well and started to have his own revelation, as I have, the essence of the teachings of people like Jesus and so many others that are pointing us back to ourselves in some way or another. Not ourself as far as the body or the person, the personality or the name, but in terms of what God put in us. And so the first chapter is called I Am. He quotes Ephesians 5:13, and then he goes on to say, the light is consciousness, and consciousness is one. There's not billions of consciousness. As you study this, you'll realize that there is one consciousness that is breathing itself into all of these different forms. There is one energy field that permeates the whole of existence. It seems to be intelligent. I know it's intelligent. It has a courage to be something versus not to be something. It is evolutionary, it is creative, and it is everywhere at the same time, creating all things. So consciousness is one, manifesting in legions of forms or levels of consciousness. There is no one that is not all that is. For consciousness, though expressed in an infinite series of levels, is not divisional. When you close your eyes and you quiet the mind, so there are no thoughts, there is no name because your name is just a thought. There is no body. If you had no body, if you had no thought, if you had no past, there is something that remains that transcends all of those things. There's something about you. If you look into this for 15 minutes a day as you meditate, you'll discover that you are more than your body, your name, your past, your memory, your thoughts. All you will be left with is I am. That's all you know. If you take away your name and your gender and your whole history and your story, what you will still be is a being. You are just simply here. I am. It just is. And that thing was before this body was formed, and it will be that after the body is formed. And so he's talking about there is no one that is not all that is, for consciousness, though expressed in an infinite series of levels or bodies or forms, is not divisional. It's not divided. Just like the galaxy, the space of the galaxy, you may close a door and you may come into a home and you may say, this is my space. But if you think about it on a more universal level, space simply is just space, right? There's no difference between the space in this room and the space galaxies and galaxies away. It's really just one ginormous, infinite, ever-expanding space. We wall it off to make it feel like this is mine and yours. But even on a molecular level, you will find that there's still space in the walls. The wall is still moving on a molecular level. You couldn't have a wall without there being space between the electrons, the protons, and the neurons, the atoms that make up the gypsum board in the wall and the wood and all of these things. All of these things are part of open space, right? The solidity of the wall is really it's an illusion on an energetic or molecular level. It is one consciousness that is infinite, all intelligent, ever increasing, ever expanding consciousness. You just have walled it off in this body, so it seems like it's your space, it's your consciousness, but really it's just one. And he points this out here again for us, and I love the way he says it. There is no one that is not all that is. There is no one that is not all that is. When you really think about it, who you really are is all that is. The consciousness that you share with the divine source is all ever increasing, ever expanding, just source. It's just is. It just is the I am that all personalities and forms emanate from. Okay. There is no one that is not all that is, for consciousness, though expressed in an infinite series of levels and bodies, is not divisional. There is no real separation or gap in consciousness. I am cannot be divided. I may conceive myself to be a rich man or a poor man, but the center of my being remains the same regardless of the concepts I hold of myself. At the center of manifestation, there is only one I am, manifesting in legions of forms or concepts of itself, and I am that I am. I am is the self-definition of the absolute. So before you were gender, before you were name, before you were story, which comes from memory or the past that's stored up in your mind that says, I'm this person, that, and I do this, and I'm an attorney, and this is who I am. Those are all just concepts, and that's memory, that's history, right? But beyond that, as you close your eyes in meditation, and you get away from memory and story and whatever's stored up in the brain, what is unchanging? What was there when you were 1 year old and what will be there when you're 99 years old? What is there before you became an attorney or a mother or a race car driver? And what will be there after all of those things are just past memories? The I am is left. The sense of being here still remains. That's very important. And these are very specific questions I'm asking because for me, almost about 12 or 13 years ago, this began a deep inquiry into everything else I thought I knew about God, about myself, and about spirit. I'll go on for just a little longer. He says, I am is the self-definition of the absolute, the foundation on which everything rests. I am is the first cause substance. I am is the self-definition of creator. I am hath sent me unto you. I am that I am. Be still and know that I am. I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. Isn't that cool? I'll stop there. We'll get back into it on the next video. Peace.